directions. Yeah, so I would say let's jump into game number 3 here on Goldrush. Clear my throat for YouTube. What? Interesting civilizations. Okay. Welcome guys to game number 3 here on Goldrush. It is DauT against the Viper and we are playing with interesting civilizations. We have DauT picking the Malians. That's not too surprising, having all the buildings cost less wood. But the other side we have the Viper picking Franks, and that's interesting. Let's take a look at all the changes. So Malians, they have, as I said before, cheaper buildings except farms. And yeah, have defense upgrades there on their infantry, so that's super nice. On the other side we have Franks, now a bit changed, faster foragers, and the scouts have more HP now as well. It's not only knights, and the rest is still the same from AOC. So he will most likely go for some scout action, I would say. On the other side we have DauT. I would say like spearmen archers into crossbows. It feels like a pretty good choice. Yeah. So I would say the Civ win at the moment. Oh, for DauT, that would be an admin restart in any tournament that I would have a saying at. Let's take a look. Does DauT see it? No, he won't. So no deer for DauT here. Huh. Forage bonus I said. Peacock Rampage. And yeah, the Viper going. Oh, look at that. Interesting start. So he's playing 5 on sheep, 2 on berries, and is not building a lumber camp instantly. So that's an interesting build up here. Oh, reinventing the Franks. Interesting stuff. That villager should build a house. No lumber camp. And indeed, that's what he does. Controlling the map quite nicely there. And he's floating a lot of food, as you can see. We are in Dark Age. And already seeing that he's queuing up 3 villagers. And just think about it. So we are playing a best of 21 series. So they will have to play most of the civilizations. So if you think long term, you might need to think, okay, what are the civilizations that I will never play? And then how do I squeeze in the other civilizations? And if it feels like, okay, might be an open map, I will still have a lot of map control, I like knights on this map, and I have a fast scout rush, then I will go for it. Maybe I was trying to out-counter strategy of DauT as well, but I felt like we would most likely see crossbowman civilizations here. And Malians absolutely is in that direction. Maybe Ethiopians even stronger, or Mayans. But yeah, pretty solid I would say. Whoops, running away with that villager. Maybe dropping some castles in the middle. That's an unlikely scenario, and saving that stone is just not important enough there. So yeah, it would be nice, but I don't think that we will see that as a main factor here why he picked Franks. Malians have OP camels. Let's take a look at that. So we have a Drush, by the way. So Malians cavalry attack and camels +5 attack in Imp. That's pretty impressive. So if he gets Imp, he has an incredible counter there. Camels in general a bit stronger, and that's pretty strong against paladins if we get into Imperial Age. But obviously on this map, I think it's pretty unlikely that we go into gold intense Imperial Age fights. Viper again, pop 21, most likely into scouts. So playing the same strategy like in game number 1, which he won and looked pretty strong there. Yeah, second best camel in the game after the Imperial camel from the Indians, I assume. Oops, and that's not the best shot there. Would have needed to send 2. Viper going for some walls, has a defensive gold spot, so can do the aggressive walling, and we see no farms from him in the Dark Age. DauT is going for some, and he is going for some militia. Let's take a look. What did he scout in the front, and if he's running into some wolves. Just go straight here, and yeah, he found a path, which should be fine. And he's up as well, so that won't be a rush, as I said. It actually will be an M&A aggression against those scouts. That's interesting. The Viper will be completely walled though. He's not going for the fight yet, and oh, I didn't even know that in Dark Age we already had an advantage here for the scouts as well, but obviously makes a lot of sense. Barracks, 2-3 seconds too late. But now going for the scout or the stable, and let's take a look. Will the Viper see that? Oh, he misses them barely. He misses them barely. I was looking at the minimap. Sorry for not showing directly, but oh, whoa, 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 whoa. That was close. Wolf's not going over, and yeah, 4 M&A coming over, and looking pretty solid for DauT to do some damage here. But most likely the Viper will just need to pull the villagers. Let's take a look. When does he see it? He sees it now. Is he reacting in time? Not at all. And Viper untypically little... untypically little scouting by him, and as you can see, already +1 defense here for DauT, but that's only against shooting units, I believe. Is it against? Not 100% sure. I think it's making them the Huskarls, basically. Needs to pull more villagers, and that's another good start here for DauT, I would say. Viper already 2 pop down, make that 3 pop down. And he will lose more. What a horrible start here for 4 villagers. What is going on? Those M&A now going for the kill here. And that's a pretty good start for DauT, I have to say. The Viper 3 villagers down overall, and now finally clearing up those M&A. But whew, what a rough start for Viper. Now he has the army advantage, but yeah, it's super easy for DauT to just transition into some spearmen. It's going for archery and now needs to wall this area. It's walling the left hand side. He's a bit late. And oof, I think he needs to go for archery rangers. I think the Viper needs to make something happen here. Huh. Let's take a look. DauT's not coming over. The Viper trying to find some holes here. One spearman waiting right inside. The other spearman coming over. And taking 1 damage, 2 damage. Microing back. Beautiful move. 1 down. I want to see more queued up here by DauT. He's totally fine with just trading 1 and getting 2-3 hits done. But he needs to get more out. Ooh, maybe the Viper has a timing there to return the favor. DauT is trying to micro this back, get some hits done. The Viper is trying to dance around a bit more. Ranks player, he knows he has a timing. Villager overextending a bit here. He has the army control. I believe he needs to go for full skirms here. He's controlling all this area. Maybe even needs to send some villagers around and control this gold. That would be an option for him. An aggressive tower over here. Push into the gold spot of DauT. That would mean DauT needed to build maybe defensive tower or something. Oh, and the Viper only now going for double X. That's very late. Kill bonus here for Viper as well. Actually, villager repairing. Someone we can't see. But there is one. Right. Okay. DauT is coming over. Completely exposed at the side. That's why he's walling over here. Skirmishes to the front. No fletching so far by the Viper. He's still 4 villagers behind. Sorry, what do you have to do for win? Well, it's not too bad. Yeah, it's not looking great, but it's still. He has a map control. He can go for skirmishes. DauT still has no fletching. And if he just goes for fletching skirmishes, sniping maybe all the spearmen and then can kill the archers, Viper can still get a lot of map control. And it's still who controls the mid castle, who controls the game. And Franks have a strong mid castle there. If he goes for elite skirmishes and... oh, now the hippos are coming. If he goes for elite skirmishes and all the knights, then he is still in a pretty good spot. Is he adding another scout? No, he's not. And let's take a look. Now DauT is coming over. The Viper has fletching. Is he trying to take this engagement? Not 100% sure if he should. DauT is retreating here. Another wolf coming. Very friendly wolf. Taking last moment there. And DauT is getting home. Not getting any more losses. The Viper trying to be annoying, but knows that he cannot take this engagement. DauT is opening the doors for himself. An interesting spot here. Spearman still left out. And the Viper needs to do the damage. Is he sending more villagers to the front? No. Is he producing more skirmishes? Yes. No more scouts though. And look at that. The Viper actually pushing in. But without scouts. Scouts in the back. The Viper just being annoying. Idling 1 or 2 farms maybe, but that should be it. Out going for the +1 defense. What's the plan here of the Viper? Without microing back the low HP villager, as you can see, and now microing him back through the back farm. Pretty nice move. Seems like the Viper is happy for now to kill a farm. Not taking any more damage. Quite some time since we lost the last unit in this game. And actually DauT is switching onto scouts to kill all those skirmishes here. Pretty interesting move now. Tight position. Arch now doing a lot of damage from behind. I'm not 100% sure who has a better position here. Scouts at the front. All the spearmen are down now. Yes, but most of the skirmishes are dying as well. Those archers trying to squeeze in. Skirmishes doing some damage here. I believe DauT is taking the worst fight here. Lost all his scouts. Skirmishes still alive. And the Viper is up to Castle Age as well. Look at that. We'll take a look at the resources of DauT. He's looking at a lot of floating wood and only 400 food. The Viper, how is he doing it again? Yeah, all the skirmishes down now and he's 7 villagers behind, but he's going for the gold upgrade and the defense upgrade for his scouts. That means probably a second stable will come and he will go for a lot of aggression. Is he adding more skirmishes? It seems like not for now. Skirmishes count is at 1. 4 scouts still. Where's the second stable? Can't see him at the moment. Whew. 8 villagers on gold here. 14 military for DauT. He's still not up. What can the Viper do? I want to see an aggressive siege workshop of him as well. First of all, second stable. DauT did sell some wood and food and is now upping. Second stable for him, so probably we will see him go for crossbowmen and camels to counter all the potentially coming up knights on the Viper. What does he see at the moment? DauT camping at home, knows that he does not want to get surprised by either a lot of skirmishes or some incoming knights. Although DauT, the Viper didn't reach Castle Age just yet. Take a look, knight, and probably the chain barring armor as well. Beautiful move, and if he gets a bit more wood, he will go for the wood upgrade as well. I don't see an aggressive villager though. At the same time, DauT, as we can see, even selling more wood. He's getting the +1 defense and bloodlines, so that will be camels for sure. As an addition, maybe even add some knights to kill potential mangonauts coming up. But for now, we can only see knights as a tech choice here from our Norwegian tyrant. Nice to see how DauT is winning games with mainly experience. That's true. It's probably one of the best decision makings in the game. Focusing on the knight HP now. Knows that the scums will always die later on. But just trying to go for the safe damage. Bowsaw for the Viper. Ezekiel trying to catch up. No villager to the front. Still going for mainly knights. And look at that. Camels queued up. One knight to kill a mangonel, and now camels. It's going for crossbowman, it's going for bowsaw, and bloodkin arrow. Another TC, and now he will see the buck deer for the first time. Not like he missed it too much as it seems. Oh, let's see if the Viper can break those walls. At the moment it seems like it, but more defensive houses and he is safe. Forging now even for DauT. Really wants to do some damage with his camels. Already has bloodlines. Let's take a look. Those walls are dying, but the Viper is actually retreating. Do we see Siege Workshop? No. We only see a monastery for now. The Viper playing this 1 TC. Still 4 villagers more for DauT. He's in a pretty solid spot, I would say. DauT cannot do anything against the crossbow camel combo. Well, let's see about that. The Viper can still mass a lot of knights. We have seen this several times now, going for the Siege Workshop. Maybe one shot against all those crossbowmen, and then maybe some help of the monks as well. Maybe 5 monks in the back. You kind of micro the camels back. As the player going for camels and crossbowmen. You don't want to leave your crossbowmen exposed. Let's take a look. DauT thinks he has a window where he can attack. Maybe trying to take this hill, but going and protect his TC there is the main focus at the moment. Did sell some stone as it seems. And going for ballistics now, camping that hill. Want to see the +2 attack for him as well. Now the mangonels. DauT 7 villagers ahead. Let's take a look. The mangonel could get sniped quite easily here. Mangonel doing some nice damage here. DauT, oh, losing to crossbows but killing 1 knight. Pretty even trade. Some more HP. At the same time, the Viper still playing this 1 TC all in. And DauT is playing a 3 TC. Complete defense. He just needs to keep that hill. He controls the gold so nicely. The gold probably a bit more in his direction. It's a bit unfair if you want to say that, but oh, let's take a look. Some good shots here. Oh, and that's one another 2. Crossbowman going down. Monastery now for DauT as well. Interesting stuff. The Viper going now for 1 TC, and that's at the stone. He does not have access to the main gold in the middle, and he has 1k. He still has enough gold left to play this a bit longer. Take a look, crossbowman. I need to run back, and that's an engagement that I believe Viper can take. Some nice hits here, even doing some damage against all those camels. They don't have the biggest defense. Nice shots against the crossbowman again. The next mangonel of the Viper is dying though. Some knights did chase it this distance over here, and now he's pushing in. Not a lot of camels left. I don't see any monks, and maybe the Viper is doing it with this push now, taking the hill. Crossbowman still protected by the camels. Looks pretty solid for him. That is DauT at the moment. And the knights very low HP though. Oh, I have no idea. This looks like very close, but the Viper is winning this. Camel count at 2, and at the moment military count 10 to 5. The Viper with a beautiful engagement. He's still 18 villagers behind. DauT needs to hold here, but how can he? Now another monk out. If he gets some converts in, that would be so good for him. Camels at the front, and he's getting 1 convert with a full HP. Knight now going for the reconvert. Here's the Viper. That's a good shot against only the mining camp, not the villagers at the moment. Mangonel going down. The Viper having the hill control, and now he's towering himself forward. No castle by him so far. DauT at the other side going for 300 stone, but only with 3 villagers, so that won't be a castle. Uh-oh, what is DauT doing here? Maybe going for pikemen would have been the better option, having the +2 defense for free. Not against knights, my bad. Oh, Viper, 20 villagers behind. Military count pretty even. What can DauT really do? Now going for one of his gold spots. One of them is dry. He's not really having the army, and DauT not having the production. Look at that, 1.1k floating wood, 400 floating food. The prices aren't the greatest anymore in the market. He's trying to go back. If he gets a lot of converts against him, that would be so ugly. Another monk out for DauT here. Crossbowman now should focus on the monks. Viper is sending another Mangonel to the front. The beautiful tower they're helping out, and DauT is jumping into the TC, not doing the damage against the Mangonel, but uphill, not the greatest thing ever, is chasing down, but this Monk has still 100% mana juice, Monk juice, and yeah, last hit there, and now deleting the Knight there, last moment. DauT switching into pikeman tech. Look at that. Going for the 5. Oh god, he is going for the 5 barracks, but at the same time we can see the Viper already 500 stone in the bank, and he can build a castle. And if we see X-Men, those pikemen have nothing to say anymore in this game. Oh god, and this castle will go up. The Viper in a beautiful position. He was down so much, but he's playing just the one TC style so beautifully. Did add a second one just to get more control of that stone and the middle area, but the TC will most likely go up. At the same time, he's sending in the raid at the left hand side. He knows what's up. He knows that this gold has to be exposed, or his TC will go, or his castle in the middle will go up. He's getting some converts again, so not 100% sure if he should take this engagement. Maybe he wants to trade off all the knights now just to kill more of the villagers, because that won't be the greatest engagement, but he got some converts against him. This castle is now up, and he still has some villagers on stone, so maybe even a second castle could be around the corner. Wow. Why didn't DauT tower the hill? He wasn't on stone. I think he sold stone to go up, and yeah. Now has a TC there. DauT is going for another mining camp, and the engagement was good for DauT. Points still pretty close because of the eco, but just think about the gold control. At the moment, DauT not having a single village on gold, trying to reclaim that area here. He's going for pikemen, +2 attack, +2 defense against the castles. But Viper just checking for pikemen now as well. And that will be X-Men pikemen against only pikemen, and maybe some camels, maybe some crossbowmen transition off with DauT as well. But let's be honest, Viper in full control gets all this gold area here in the middle, and what an action-packed game. The Viper now on 2 more archery ranges. What is he going for? I don't see the crossbow production, so most likely it will be elite skirmishes. The upgrade, I believe, is a bit cheaper here on the WololoKingdoms. DauT is going for a castle on the hill. Is DauT maybe trying to buy himself up to Imperial Age? Yes, he is. Oh, maybe another chance. His eco is still a bit better. Now he's clicking up. He's controlling the Tilly area. It would be a moment where he could lose all his villagers and the gold control if the Viper wanted to attack. DauT trying to run around, but that's all walled. And DauT, he will get that castle up. He still has a solid 2.1k gold to mine there. Going for the pikeman. And he won't perform too poorly against the skirmishes. Let's take a look. What is Viper going for? He's actually going for archers. When are we seeing Frank archers, guys? Frank's archers. Not too often. Engagement over here. Lots of T9 Ewoos on the way. And the Viper up now as well. Only 1 minute 15 seconds later. Won't really be an issue for him. Oh. Maybe adding champs could work for DauT. Also, what gold? I think he needs to stay on maybe trash and some. I think he has to stay on trash and traps. It's the only option for him. Maybe some gold control. He is getting more and more stone, so we'll build a second castle. Maybe even an aggressive one. I would love some over here maybe, or I believe this one would be great as well. Just getting more hill control, but he's not really getting the gold control. Oh god, where are those knights going? Oh god. Getting one convert against him. And this castle is down the hill. All the army over here, and the Viper is killing all those buildings. Take a look at the prices. We have 24 for wood, 84 for food, so both players actually bought food. Or at least the Viper did. What's his eco looking like? Well, not the greatest food eco. Someone who ran for a lot of knights, pikemen and X-Men. Instant chemistry here for DauT. Wants to go for bombard cannons or maybe hand cannoneers. Not 100% sure. Do we have bombard cannons as attack option? Still so many new units. Yes, bombard cannon is an option. I would love that. 2 traps should be coming out now. DauT's still in it. He has 10 more. Villagers. Less military. The better ones for now. Another tower for the Viper. Should get some nice raids in. DauT just needs to run away. Did get some gold, but needs to go back for sure. Hand cannoneers now for DauT. Not 100% sure if that isn't a too costly investment there. He's going for mainly hand cannoneers. Do we see bombard cannons? We don't even see a single siege rush up here for DauT. More traps trying to snipe down on the Viper. This castle still stands strong. Obviously repairing is so much cheaper with the Vikings, with the Franks as well. Handcart for DauT. Chemistry for the Viper. He wants to go for bombard cannons as well. First castle probably will fall here for DauT. And let's see how his answer will be. He's not repairing that castle. Not 100% sure if I agree with that. He's going for a lot of more stone. And he will probably be heavily housed. Still has 3 traps out. Let's take a look. Where is he sending those villagers? Is he trying to send them to the repair at the moment? The Viper only 1 trap shooting, building another one, but he will go for bombard cannons and will try to micro against those traps. But 10 range on those castles for now. And he's repairing that castle heavily. Maybe DauT can kill those traps. And he still has a shot to control that malaria. Big engagement here at the top of our screen. X-Men still at the front and they're doing a lot of damage. Hand cannoneers in the back there. Obviously great, especially with the hill bonus. The Viper with the higher numbers. But I believe fighting uphill there isn't the greatest thing. The castle at the same time is going down. The traps getting repaired and that was a beautiful engagement here. And still saving those crossbowmen here for the Viper. Now bombard cannons coming to the front. DauT is surely running out of gold now and he needs to make something happen. Pop 135 pop capped. He's still ahead. Military count very even. Let's take a look, trying to go for the hill. Not even sure if that's the best option, especially with the tower in the back. Monk still on the hill and he is retreating here. We set out villager difference is smaller than we've seen it in the last probably 20 minutes here. More traps going down. The Viper doing a beautiful job of the long distance. Only losing the bombard cannon. Zone low. Let's take a look. This bombard cannon is not even able to kill the trap. Is he trying to micro? Yeah, and he probably will lose the bombard cannon in exchange. But I believe it's a fine choice. The Viper building another castle here at the top. How can DauT fight this off? He needs to go for more skirmishes. Indeed, now going for lead skirms. I would have loved to see him going for more bombard cannons and last hand cannoneers there and just hope to out micro. But he wanted to have the fighting power, especially against the X-Men. Now another archery range. Where will DauT try to build his next castle? It's a crucial decision because that might be one of the last ones he can do in this game. It's looking pretty slim for him with this little gold control. 300 gold and it's getting slimmer and slimmer and he will be outmined, and at the same time the Viper is still going for the full mine over here. Build some more mining camps. It's looking good. Military count, still better for DauT. The army is now super weak. Trying to focus on a monastery, not 100% sure if that's the best option. The Viper actually going for champs now. That's an interesting decision. What is his eco looking like? Let's see, men arms upgrade. That's quite a nice amount of farms. But still. Fighting full trash. So some hand cannoneers mixed in. I believe X-Men wouldn't be the worst choice, especially because he still has 2 castles. Viper trying to retreat. DauT is now going for this gold control here at the front. Now traps actually should focus on mining camps. Sounds weird, but it would be super important here. Let's take a look. Those villagers running over. Bombard cannon micro of the Viper. Let's take a look. Is he trying to do some shots against DauT's army? He's focusing on the traps first. He's trying to micro back a bit. Doing some nice damage here against the skirmishes. Fighting under the towers. TC is not really the best option. And we can even see the Cavalier attack and the +4 defense. I believe that's a better choice than going the champion line there. And at the same time, a typical DauT castle if I've ever seen one. Look at that, all the villagers going down, and that has to be the last hope of DauT of controlling the hill and all the chances of getting back into his gold. He was trying to sneak it around. Let's take a look. Onager, Mangonel shots. Not really, and that was just so brutal. DauT pulling so much army over. Now the traps are coming over, and even the counter. I was not 100% sure if that's needed because he has bombard cannons and traps around anyways. He's going for cavaliers now, and could have lost his own castle there. But finally enough, DauT is now controlling the gold area here. And interesting stuff. Cavalier check. Trying to hide it for now. Doesn't have a lot of stables out though. DauT. He's fighting himself back in this. No more castle. At the moment, the Viper. Like 10 villagers on gold. DauT none. But could go for it. Why is he not just blindly sending 20 villagers here to the front and try to get as much gold as he can? Take a look at the market prices. We are looking at 14 for wood and 67 for food, 81 for stone. Oof. Okay, let's take a look. Bombard cannons trying to snipe. Right down the straps. Onagers, Cavaliers now going to the front. Skirmishes added by the Viper. He's coming from the left hand side with his army as well. And if all the skirmishes die, that could end the game. DauT is trying to get another castle up over here. If this castle would go up, he would control all the gold, but not 100% sure if that really will be the option. And left hand side fight so much better for the Viper, but the most important thing is really DauT getting control of this middle area. The Viper giving up this crucial middle, the hill. He has no gold control at the moment. DauT! Maybe he can still do it. Villager count, very even. Military count, DauT slightly ahead. Yeah, he has an extremely weaker eco, but he's the one mining gold at the moment. The Viper, 5 on gold tier, 4 on gold tier, but that's it. The Viper, did he throw this game? I have no idea. Now it's 60 military, and he's just going over to the left hand side. Yeah, still this castle probably won't live for long. 3 traps now, shooting 2 bombard cannons still. The Viper is trying to snipe down or chase down this army here at the left hand side. Feels like he doesn't have ballistics. Well, he does. He's just doing very little damage against the army. Okay. Killing more villagers. Take a look, those Axemen. And that's our costly gold army. Same time, Viper trying to get another castle up. This is such an intense game, guys, here. Pikemen to the front, skirmishes to the front. DauT is throwing in everything. Viper needs to take this or trying to get this castle up. See more barracks here. It is very low on protection of his skirmishes at the moment. As you can see, 7 defense here for those pikemen, so they can really take some damage of all the skirmishes. Same time, left hand side army was completely cleared up. DauT still holding this hill. I'm going for crop rotation, not the most important upgrade, but he is still without. He has chemistry, so he could go for bombard cannons as well. Let's take a look. Now more cavaliers are coming over. Let's take a look. Siege workshop, he's going for bombard cannons, but only has 1 siege workshop. It's very low on wood here. Something that he absolutely should be floating with Malians. Let's take a look at this castle now. It's so crucial though. I cannot camp this hill anymore. Oh, what another interesting decision. Feels like DauT cannot really stay here. What is he doing? Suddenly he's down to 20 military. What is he doing? I think he's overstaying his welcome. Those aren't really efficient. Left hand side, the army. Oh, I believe finally the Viper has it. Guys, that's the final control. DauT, where is all his army? Down to 18 military. Needs to pull all his villager, and the Viper. He has the hill control now. Castles up. He's finally getting more gold. This stone is all done. He has a nice eco setup. He's getting more stone on the left-hand side. DauT is losing all his villagers at the left-hand side of the main gold spot here as well. Viper is chasing this down. Doesn't even have all the upgrades on his units yet, but doesn't really matter. He can just outproduce. He can build the stronger units. Pop 155 for the Viper. Pop 130 here for DauT. Closing down over here. Getting up another siege workshop. Is really helping out DauT to keep up this bombard cannon production. But now he is out of gold again. And if these cavaliers are killing this bombard cannon, I feel the game should be over. Let's take a look. And this has to be the GG moment here. No more chances for DauT to get back onto control here. Viper isn't really using it to full potential. I want to see like 15 more villagers sent to the middle. Another bombard cannon out. Is there still hope for DauT? At least he has some. Remember, it's a 2K one-on-one series. So I can absolutely understand why he's trying to win every single game here. Now trying to go with the rams here and taking a lot of, soaking a lot of damage here from the skirmishes. So that's a pretty nice thing. Bombard cannon going down, killing some skirmishes while dying here. Out again to 0 gold income. So some villagers around here. What are those cavaliers doing? Trying to find some damage, maybe trying to get some raids over here, and that's completely unprotected, obviously. And Viper just full control, going for onagers now. And onagers, what is the answer here for DauT? Bombard cannons? Not really. He doesn't have go for that. Skirmishers don't perform too well. Pikemen? And now that is a brutal raid here. No answer for DauT at the moment. No pikemen there. Going for another siege workshop. Take a look. Onager short. Oof. Showing the onagers. And look at that. All the army will go down here. Skirmishers absolutely evaporated against the skirmisher on the hill for the Viper. And DauT indeed is going for the GG here. Beautiful raid at the left hand side. Would have been answered by DauT, but what an interesting game. And Viper absolutely deserving that W here. Pretty interesting how he played this out. Going for the very aggressive play here in mid castle age. Then DauT got control. Did build a DauT castle again. Not so many villagers. Didn't control the middle area with any towers early on. And yeah, the hill control was just so much better for the Viper. I believe DauT going for the 3TC approach there wasn't the best option. Beautiful, beautiful game though. Look at that cost of it. Oh, like the Viper is just going for so much more costly units. The knights, the mangonels, onagers, monks, and DauT had so many skirmishes and pikemen out. Had the bigger army, but still couldn't take the real engagement. And look at that. It's over. They're close to 8k gold more mines. Into relics for the Viper. Pretty sweet stuff for him as well. And yeah, couldn't be more excited. And absolutely